What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 124 of the My Player Career Mode, and as promised, welcome to the 2026 World Cup. This will be the final tournament that Ben plays as a professional footballer, because as I promised, the series will be coming to a close after this tournament. We will still have, though, the best bits, and we will also still have, Ben as a manager. So there's some other stuff to look forward to with Ben. It just will not be him as a player anymore. I suppose the best bits will still be showing you him as the player and such. But anyways, so World Cup 2026 is upon us, and today's episode should be going out before England's 7 p.m. kickoff against Croatia. So you have this video to look forward to and kind of build up to that one with England. It's coming home in this episode, hopefully, and it's coming home in real life, hopefully. That's the aim anyway. So as I previously did with the Confed Cup, I'll be showing you the group stages as post-com, and then the knockout rounds as a live com. So I suppose, the spoiler alert, you guys know that we got to the knockout rounds, but how far did we get? That's the question on everybody's lips. So the group stage we were drawn in, Turkey were the first opponents. I think we also had Ireland in there, and I'm trying to remember who the other team was as well. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been the Ivory Coast, I believe. So, yeah, it's not a tremendously difficult group, but it's still a group that could be quite tough depending on this first game here against Turkey. If we don't start things off with the right way, then you are looking at it thinking maybe England may suffer and might not be able to qualify. But I'm thinking that that's not going to be the case. And to show you what happened in the first three games then of the World Cup, the group stage itself, of course, you do know we qualified because we are going to be going into the live part of the episode later on. We started off the game much better of the two sides. Rashford should have scored inside 20 minutes, but didn't keep his shot down. A really, really poor strike from him. Sent through from Ben. It was an important tournament for him. He was going to have to prove why he wanted to win this World Cup. And then in the second half, again, England came close. Rashford, lucky bounce, gets him in one-on-one. And that just summed up how poor this first game was. Really, he should have made it 1-0. He should have scored. He should have had two for himself. And England should have been cruising to a victory. But it wasn't meant to be for the first game. So a 0-0 draw would be how England would start off the group. But luckily, the Ivory Coast and Ireland drew their first game as well. So everybody had drawn their opening game of the group stage. And then we move into the second one against the Ivory Coast. And of course, guys, all of these games are played on Legendary for anybody wondering on the difficulty. It is the final time that we're going to be watching Ben as a player. It's kind of sad in many ways, but even so. Ivory Coast, not a bad team. Eric Bailly, obviously a solid defender. They've got a few dangerous players that can cause problems. But for England, again, it was pretty much just trying to make sure that they did finish their chances this time around. You know, missing the ones they did against Turkey wasn't ideal. And it didn't get much more ideal when Henry sent his volley miles over the top of the crossbar from Ben. He then took matters into his own hands. Decided that, although his team are missing a lot of chances, he would get them the opening goal. Going through, really nice through ball from Tuan Zebe, I think it was. Sent him in, and he was able to finish off the move. You'll see by the goalkeeping standard, wasn't the greatest. It wasn't that much in the corner, but at least he managed to find the back of the net. There he is. Left-footed strike, just gets it around the goalkeeper. England 1, Ivory Coast 0. So, stays as it is, they're on course to win their first group stage game as well. And I think it will probably be Turkey, England, who get out of the group. They're the most likely, you know, they're the most dangerous. Ivory Coast will put up a fight, and so will Ireland for that matter. Of course, I would like it to be England and Ireland, being Ireland closer to England in geography, as is the other two. But into the 90th minute we go. Ivory Coast doing what they can to try and get themselves back on level terms. Wasn't meant to be, though, because they committed too many men forward. England stole the ball back, and Ben would pick up his second of the afternoon, and his second overall now for the goals in the World Cup 2026. So he's second in terms of the top scorers with 2. And hopefully we'll be seeing him up there come the end. And that caps off a really, really good victory for England. Of course, that now means that they should theoretically be going through, because Ireland's defeat to Turkey in the other game means that it looks like Ireland, unfortunately, aren't going to be getting there. They'd have to beat England on the final day by quite a big margin and hope that Turkey could do them a solid in beating the Ivory Coast. So, yeah, it looked like it was going to be Ireland sadly bowing out of the competition. There you go. That's how it looked. So England on top, Turkey in second, Ireland third, Ivory Coast fourth. And this one was just about enjoying their football for Ireland. And they're a difficult side to play against when they stay tight and compact. But England, the way they're playing, the free-flowing football, they should have won the first game. They won the second one. It's going to be tough for Ireland. And when you match them formation, again, you struggle. And it showed, because in the second half, England, I don't know what this was from Ireland defensively. They just stepped off. Allowed Ben way too much time and space, and you just can't do that. You know, he's one of the better midfielders in the world, 96 rated at this point, scored an abundance of goals in his career. They gave him far too much time, and I've got to say again, goalkeeping-wise, it is not great. You'll see he jumps before the shot comes in, doesn't have time to set himself, and then just allows Ben to strike that top bin. So really poor goalkeeping, and it wasn't done there because with a minute left to play, Ireland again, the makers of their own graves in many ways, just play the ball straight to Ben. He finds Harry Kane, and Kane isn't going to miss those, is he? 2-0 England, and that sends them now through to the knockout rounds. Again, you know, goalkeeping-wise, in this group stage, wasn't phenomenal, but it happens, and you know, sometimes you'll come up against a goalkeeper on 75, you know, AI slider setting on the goalkeeper side, where they'll be in form, playing the game of their life, and then other times they do stuff like this. So, yeah, very disappointing performance, I guess you could say, from Ireland. Sadly, it means that they're out of the competition, but for England, jubilation, they'll go through as group winners, and it means that hopefully they'll have an easy draw in the next round of the competition. But that's it from me now for the postcom, guys. Let's go to the live. Enjoy the rest of your video. Enjoy the game tonight against England. I'm excited, kind of nervous at the same time, though, and hopefully we'll see England reach a World Cup final. Back in a sec, guys. So, here we are then, the knockout rounds of the 2026 World Cup. And as you can see, we're going to be taking on Cameroon for the first one, which will be the round of 16. For those of you that haven't seen the draw, here it is for you all on the screen. Belgium took on Venezuela and beat them by a 0-0. France and Netherlands have already played. They won 4-1, did the French. And of course, we're next against Cameroon. Germany will face Switzerland, Portugal against Uruguay, Brazil will play Denmark, Spain against Turkey, and Argentina will play South Africa. So, a very good draw, I would say, and we've actually got an easy one in the grand scheme of things. But of course, Cameroon going to be still a tough game. You know, there's no easy games in the World Cup. It's just easier than some other ones that you would expect. So, we're going to jump into this, and of course, the build-up to the big one in real life today. There will only be this one video, which is going to be the entirety of the World Cup, because later on tonight, it is, of course, the big one. The biggest game for England, at least in my lifetime anyways. England will play Croatia later on tonight, 7 o'clock, for a place in the 2018 FIFA World Cup final. Of course, tonight, though, there is also another thing. It's coming home in-game. It's coming home in real life. And, you know, guys, I'm going to be saying that from now on. But, of course, later on tonight, whatever happens, it's been an unbelievable campaign for England. They definitely have overachieved, in my opinion. Never expected them to reach the semi-finals of a World Cup. So, you know, very well done to the boys for doing that. Can they go that one step further, take it through to Croatia? And can we win it here today in this one? We'll find out. First game against Cameroon is coming up. We will literally play every game until we're either knocked out or winners. So, you'll either see us getting through to the semi-finals or whatever, and then that'll be it. Or, we'll make it right through to that final, and we might go and win it. So, by the end of today's episode, this is the last episode of the My Player for this year. So the question now remains, are we going to win the World Cup in 2026? Of course, there will still be another episode of this, but it won't be gameplay. It'll be like the best bits, the top goals, yada, yada, yada. So that's going to be that. But yeah, this is the final episode of the My Player career mode for this year in terms of the games that we will be playing. Can England do it? Here goes Patrick Roberts. Will lay it across to Ben. Chance for him to run at the Cameroon backline. Ben finding Dele Alli. Ali's in the box. Great play back towards Ben. Got to be a goal. It is the first goal of the game. England take the lead inside 13 minutes. A great move. Finished off expertly by the number 10. You'd expect that from Ben. When he's in these areas on the left foot, he just doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. And it's England 1, Cameroon 0 inside 13 minutes. Lovely play though, as you can see. Ali and Ben linking up again. 1-2s across the board. Seems to be Southgate is deciding to play Harry Kane and then swap it every other game for Dele Alli. So it seems to be they're the two strikers that he's going with. Of course, Ali traditionally is more of an attacking midfielder, but he seems to do a job when he plays up top, and he does okay up there, especially when you've got Ben just in behind him. I suppose they can kind of swap and change. You know, Ben can then go up front, and Ali can drop a little bit deeper, as Ben will win that ball back instantly for England. And trying to go forward again, that's a free kick, ref. It is going to be given by the referee. So as it stands, England in pole position to move through to a quarter-finals. Here goes Ben again. Rashford is making a run down the left. He finds Marcus Rashford. Back inside he goes as Ben's on the ball now, trying to work the space well. Ali, that's a nice play. In the back heel to Rashford. Rashford to Ben. That's brilliant. Oh, the shot came in. And it's a good save by the Cameroonian goalkeeper. Maybe Rashford was potentially the one who should have hit that, not Ben. But in the end, it actually worked out really well. It was a good move from England, and they were able to create the chance. They were met by a very good goalkeeping save. They're still in control of the ball here, England, as Davis comes forward. Now Roberts. Ben's made the run for him. Patrick Roberts in towards Ben's feet, and it's going to be a second. There's no doubt about it. When he's in that area, you can't give him that much time and space. At first, it looked like he was going to square it because, you know, he got the ball here on the weak right foot. And I thought maybe he'd square that. But instead, it just kind of opened up perfectly for him. And right-footed, he passes it. And you can see Ali as well didn't really make a great run. He went towards the back post, maybe thinking the keeper was going to save it. And that ball would then be squared out towards him. But in the end, keeper doesn't get a chance. And it's England 2, Cameroon 0. Not much of a celebration at the moment, because these are the games you'd expect England to go through into. So I think where we'll start celebrating comes later on in the competition. Because for right now, it's more about remaining focused and getting the job done. Oh, Ben might be in for a hat-trick here. He's got the pace to get in behind. He's in on goal. Ben looking for the hat-trick goal. It's saved by the keeper. And it's going to be 3-0 England anyways, because Roberts is there to tap in and make the goal go in. Oh, the touch from Ben sent him a little bit wide. But it doesn't matter. England 3, Cameroon 0. And if you actually look at the way that Ben got through, it was really nicely worked again by him and Dele Alli. I will show you the pass because I think I might have missed it on editing, possibly. But even so, that was a really, really nice move. Hopefully, I'll remember to put the pass into the editing software afterwards, and then we'll be able to see it, because the pass was really good from Ali. Just literally a little disguised ball around the corner, and it took like 3 Cameroonian defenders out of the game. But that's half-time. England 3, Cameroon 0. So far, so good. This is what you'd expect of England, though, at the moment. If they're serious about wanting to win this 2026 World Cup, these are the games where you have to win. And so far, so good. They've been able to keep Cameroon quiet and been able to create 3 chances, which they've taken. So pretty much a success rate which is high enough in order for them to look good. And England just need to see out the rest of this game and continue this run of form into the next round. Nice ball from Cameroon. This might be their first real chance. It is a big opportunity and it's a goal. England 3, Cameroon 1. That was the first real time that England have had to defend, and they weren't up to scratch. You can see Ben's agonising. He's trying to get back to make something of that one. But a good finish, actually. And it's game on here. I mean, there's still not a long period of time left, so Cameroon, that should only be a consolation. But nevertheless, it's a nice move, and Ali will leave the field of play. On comes Ben Brereton, I think that is. And England still remain 3-1 in front, but it is something from Cameroon, and it does show that they have the capability to go forward. I'm going to imagine that the boss will want Ben to drop a little bit deeper now in the game and just really shore up the midfield, keep the passing going, make sure that they don't lose it, and basically see the game out. That's a really nice move, actually. Patrick Roberts now. Good tackle from Cameroon at the back. Rico Henry, Brereton, Ben on the ball, finds Tom Davies. He's going to find Brereton. Poor first touch from the striker, but England still keep it alive. Here is Ben Wood. Now out to the right-hand side. Davies is back in. Roberts. Patrick Roberts is crossed towards Brereton's head. Oh, he got something on it. It wasn't enough from Ben Brereton to send it goal-bound, but I thought maybe Ben would just about touch it. Jadon Sancho is now coming on for England. The Borussia Dortmund man. I'm not sure if he's still at Borussia Dortmund, but he comes on for Patrick Roberts. So it's a weird team, this one, from England, actually. There's a lot of new faces in there that I'm not expecting to see after the last, Confed Cup win. A few new faces. Jadon Sancho, I don't think, was part of that England team that won the Confed Cup in the last episode. This is bad from the Cameroon defender. But that won't be it, because that's the end of the first game in the knockout rounds. For Cameroon, it is adios to the World Cup in 2026. They put up a decent fight in the second half, but ultimately the first half did the damage. And now for England, they move through to the quarterfinals, where they will meet their next opponents. And we'll just look forward to seeing England go through in that one as well. We want to see them win another World Cup. Ben, he's won a European Championship as an England player. Not yet won a World Cup, though. So, massive tournament this for him. Draw has been made for the quarterfinals. Belgium will face France. England will play Germany. Portugal, Brazil, Spain against Argentina. Some big nations still left in there. So, from here on out, it's only going to get tougher. Oh, so basically, guys, I think the way this works then, if we beat Germany, we'll play the winners of Belgium or France. Of course, that was a World Cup semi-final last night. France coming out on top by a 0-0. They play in the final of the World Cup in real life. And Portugal will face Brazil. Spain will play Argentina. This is going to be very interesting. Germans up next. And I think if you remember way back in the beginning of this series, we faced Germany. It went to penalties and England lost. Ben gave them the lead, England, but then an unbelievable strike from Toni Kroos would equalise the game up, and it went to penalties. Ben scored his penalty, but ultimately, England were knocked out by the Germans. Don't let it be the same case here, of course. This is a number of years in the future. We're one long way down the line, but another massive game in England's future. Here we go. Good side, Germany up next. Oh, just don't let me down, boys. Just play well. That's all I can really ask for. And if you give a good fight, if we get a little bit unlucky, we get a little bit unlucky. But I think the boys will have the capabilities here to knock out the Germans. It's just going to be about them performing. Huge moment for a few of these England players, especially Ben, as it is going to be his final World Cup as a player. Oh, man. Imagine if the scenes if he comes back as a manager. Oh, that is another video I said I was going to do. Ben as a manager. So, of course, at the end of this season, I'll retire as a player. And then we'll come back for like a special bonus episode of him as a manager, trying to get as much done as he can, you know, as an actual football manager in the world of football. And then after that, like the best bits and so on and so forth. So all that stuff to look forward to anyways. And of course, we are now like 2 months away from the next FIFA anyway. So we do have that to think about too. And when that does come out, you guys will have as much impact as possible. But at that time as well, I'm not sure because I might be like going to study or something. If I'll be doing like the 2 videos a day that I was like doing way back when FIFA came out. So that could be maybe only a daily upload. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows what the future holds? Who really does know? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see England playing in the World Cup final this Sunday. I'm so nervous ahead of tonight. But one thing I'm not nervous for, that was a really bad first touch from Ben, is this game against the Germans. Because I know that England have the quality to beat them here. Especially with this young man. Not so young anymore. But I still think him as a kid. You know, when he came onto the scene at Ipswich, signed for Spurs, Real Madrid, some big clubs in his career, he certainly has the capabilities to carry England in this World Cup. Comes forward again. Given away again, though. Now he's got to defend. Here's Timo Werner. We know about Werner. That's a great ball back across, and what a save from Jack Butland. England 0, Germany 0, but that is a big, big stop in this game from Jack Butland. Great ball back across from Timo Werner. That has to be said. I'm not sure who it was who actually hit the strike from Germany, but all I know is that it was met by a big save from Jack Butland. And England still have something in the game, but this is pressure now from Germany. Corner after corner. Whipped in again towards the middle. Get it cleared, boys. Sterling will do that. But he's only put it out for a corner ball. Germany will still be in control of the ball. This is going to be a big few minutes for England. If they can hold out and not concede, then it'll be good. But if they can't, then they're going to have to come back from a goal to 0 down here. Leroy Sané, he puts it back across. Werner's there again. That's a block. And England at the moment struggling to get out of their own half. Sterling. Ben might be in. Ben might be in. Ben might be in. Ben might be in. He's in. He's a goal. England 1, Germany 0. 13 minutes left on the clock, and that is the moment that England were waiting for. I thought the ball should have been played through to Ben slightly earlier from this part here. But instead, Sterling went inside. There's a whole bunch of, look there, you can see the tug of the shirt as well. From, I think it was Dahoud, who's only just come on the field of play. But if it was, then not a great start to your game. Trying to hold him off. He got very lucky with the way the ball bounced through, but then take nothing away from the finish from Ben. Good stuff. Bottom corner. Can't really ask for more. It's his 6th goal in the World Cup. And Harry Kane will now leave the field of play. On comes Ben Brereton. But with that, it is still all-out attack, so there's still going to be moments for both teams. Is it Dahoud, the man who gave the ball away, number 19? I'm pretty sure it is, in which case he's only just come on the field of play. And he didn't make much of an attempt to tackle Ben in the end. Here is Werner. Not too long left in the game, looking for the pass. Get it away, boys. Nothing silly. Get it away. Nothing silly. Tom Davies now will play it to Ben. Got one pass over on the left if he can use it. Not what I was hoping for. I saw the man on the right back, not Raheem Sterling. But that's a poor delivery from Germany anyway. So, 2 minutes remaining in the game. Looks as if England are going to meet Belgium potentially in that semi-final unless France did a comeback in the second half. There it is. England 1, Germany 0. It was a very tense game here. Both sides having moments. You have to give credit to Jack Butland because his save in that first half was very important. And that might have been what gave England the confidence moving forward. The Germans looked distraught. Commiserations to them. They gave it a good go. But in the end, it's Ben Wood who sends England through to a semi-final. He wants to win this World Cup. And now we await confirmation of who it will be in that semi-finals of this World Cup. Who are we going to face? It looks like it's going to be Belgium. They've just popped up Tuesday the 14th. We'll take a look, though, at the other semi-final. And it is going to be Belgium, as I said. So they did beat France by the 2-1. Spain ended up beating Argentina on penalties. Brazil also beating Portugal by 2-1. So, England versus Belgium semi-final. They will face the winner of Brazil or Spain for the World Cup. Whoever wins this one here. Not sure what the Belgium team's going to look like. We are quite a way into the future, of course. But without further ado, semi-finals of the World Cup coming up. Will this be where our journey ends? Or can we take it that one step further and go to that final? That is, of course, what I'm also thinking about us later on tonight against Croatia. Do you know what as well? Like, I know Croatia are going to be tough, but I actually like Croatia as a team before the tournament. Like, I like the players they've got. I'm a fan of Mandzukic. I think he works very hard. You know, the likes of Modric and Rakitic and co. I'm a fan of them, but tonight, I'm certainly not a fan of them. I want us to beat them, of course, but obviously we'll hopefully get into that final. I mean, if we do get knocked out, still been a great tournament for us, but let's do this against Belgium, see what happens. I mean, I'm slightly nervous now. We're getting closer to this final. Here we go then. National anthems have been done. Time for the boys to shake hands, get to know each other before they feature against each other out on the pitch. I've seen Zakaria Bakali, seen Lukaku still there as well, Divock Origi. So there's some decent Belgian players, but there is no Kevin De Bruyne, I don't think. So that's their team. Courtois starts in goal. Denaya Angels, and I'm not sure who the other guy is at the back. Then Donker and Tielemans hold it down the midfield. Masonda and Bakali as the widemen. Origi, Svenels and Lukaku up front. Not sure who quite a few of those Belgian players are, so I guess it's going to be interesting. I don't know exactly who will be the favourites for this one. England, though, they look like this. Butland, Alexander-Arnold, Stones, Dyer and Sessegnon at the back. And midfield two of Tuan Zebe and Tom Davies. They hold down their spots as they have done. Sterling and Rashford are the wide men. Ben and Harry Kane as the two in for up front. I guess you could say two up front. In many ways, though, he's playing in behind him, but he still gets up and supports the attack, as we've seen with 6 goals so far in this World Cup tournament. And we are underway for the semi-finals. Belgium taking on England. This one's going to be interesting. It's 28 minutes gone in this game, and it's still England looking to find the first real chance of the game. We've had the ball in Belgium's half for large parts of the game. Belgium, this formation, I don't think works well against this England team because they struggle to get out. And as I say that, they're actually in our half for the first time, pretty much. Now made to look like a fool, especially if they score from this. Zakaria Bakali at the back post. Volley goal bound, but wide of the post in the end anyways. So, let off for England there. And even though Belgium haven't had a lot of the ball this game and haven't had a lot of time in England's half, they still managed to create a chance. Whereas the less can be said about England. They haven't really done anything so far. Sterling, Kane. Just play it now, Kane. Yeah, I don't know why you waited so long. Ben's going to manage to cut this back on the left foot. We know what he's got on the left foot. Quality whipped in. Rashford! Big save, Courtois. It was slightly easy for the Belgium. It was straight at him. But the cross again whipped in. Harry Kane this time. Another one from Courtois. And this one is much better. Pressure now beginning to show on Belgium. And for the first time, England look a little bit dangerous. Good save, Courtois. That's a big, big save in this semi-final. Good turn. Tuan Zebe now through. Sterling. Harry Kane is the man in the middle. It's towards Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold needs to go across in. It's in towards Ben. And it's England 1, Belgium 0. He meets it at the back post. He's got to be said. I think the Belgium defender should have sorted this out before it actually reached Ben. But that's his 7th World Cup goal of this campaign. And England have taken the lead right on the stroke of half-time. A really good delivery from Trent Alexander-Arnold. There you can see, though, the number 61. I think it's the captain. Oh, no, the captain is Engels on the other side. I just don't know what on earth he's doing. He's got to do better with that. Deal with it. Get your head on it. Clear it away. Do something. Don't just allow the ball to go through you. He might have got a shout to leave it by somebody. We don't know. But even so, it's Ben meeting it at the back post. Sends England 1-0 in front. Nothing that Courtois can do. And they have found the breakthrough. So now Belgium, second half, have to come out and try and sort this out and attack. Here is Rashford crossing again. This time to Harry Kane. It's Ben. It's 2-0. And that's the moment that should send England through to the World Cup finals. Big, big chance again, and well worked by England, you've got to say. It starts from a cross from Marcus Rashford. The header won by by Kane. Sent through to Ben. I thought Kane was actually going to score it in all seriousness. Actually, the ball over from Ben was what started the move. Nobody appealing from Belgium for offside suggested it really wasn't. And he doesn't get a clean connection with it, but at least it's in the back of the net anyways. England 2, Belgium 0. 2 goals from Ben. That's his 8th now of this World Cup finals. And England should be through to World Cup final. Oh my goodness me, he might be in for a hat-trick. Oh, that's poor from Belgium. Ben's in for the hat-trick. It's going to be. It's 3-0. That's game, set, and match. Oh my goodness me. Belgium have been beaten here. And that sums up their day, really. A poor, poor pass from the Belgian back line. And you can see Ben doesn't really even celebrate it that much because he knows that in moments like that, it's just, you can't really do a lot other than hold your hands up and say, that's just unlucky. I mean, giving the ball away like they did just doesn't help their case at all. And it's an easy finish for him. Oh, lovely play. Brereton might be in for another one. Ben Brereton, he's in on goal. Got to be 4. And he's put it wide. Oh, man. Belgium let off by Ben Brereton. Should have been England 4-0 in front. That kind of shows you the golfing class between Harry Kane and possibly Ben Brereton. If that was Kane through on goal, he would have scored that. Yeah, no real excuse for that. You've got to do better there. Belgium have lacked any real conviction, though. And that's the reason why they're going to be going out. And you can see again, though, for England, though, they look very tight at the back. As I said, even though they're 3-0 up, they're still defending with everything they've got. Don't know why he turned backwards. Like, you could see the run from Rashford being made. Ben also made it, and yet the man chose to go back. That's a good piece of defending again. And there's the full-time whistle. England are going to the 2026 World Cup final. A hat-trick from Ben secures him the match ball. It was some performance from the number 10. 3 shots, 3 goals. And to be honest, you can't even blame Courtois. He couldn't have done anything about the goals today. You know, the 2 that happened, the crosses, he couldn't really get near them. And then that one, of course, where Ben was sent through one-on-one. You'd expect him to score other than that. But that is it. World Cup final awaits now for England. Who are they going to be playing, though? We'll find out now. So it's time for the World Cup final. Brazil beating Spain by 2-1 means that it will be England versus Brazil for the biggest prize in world football. Without further ado, we'll get into the game and we'll hopefully see England come out on top. Come on, boys! Also, side note, very strong team. Well done, Gareth. You have seriously picked a strong side for this. I was hoping it would be a strong one because sometimes you get those stupid decisions where they play like somebody they just shouldn't be playing. Well, Gareth has stuck to the guns and he's named his strongest 11 in my opinion. The only player that really could come in and change that is Dele Alli, but nice player to have to come off the bench if need be. And without further ado, it's time for the 2026 World Cup final. And I mean, I hope I'll be saying those words later on tonight when I say it's time for the 2018 World Cup final and England will be there as well. But, you know, you can dream. You can dream all you want. It's still going to be probably the toughest and most... Like, I can't even imagine. Like, before kickoff now, I'm just sat here just chilling. I'm like, whatever happens later on, Croatia win, then they're deservingly so. Good luck in the final. If England win, that's our biggest game ever that I've ever seen in my lifetime. But, like, I know when kickoff comes around, the nerves are just going to hit me. Because that there on your screen is what we have a chance to win in real life as well. Honestly, man, the nerves are beginning to get to me. But England versus Brazil. It's coming home in the game. Is it coming home in real life? I certainly hope so. We'll wait for the national anthems and so to play through. Check out Brazil's lineup and then we'll hopefully see Ben, for the first time ever in his career, win a World Cup. National anthem's done. Players shaking hands, waiting to see the Brazil team. I've seen Gabriel Jesus in there. So, of course, we know the quality he's got playing for Manchester City. Still a strong team from England, though, and it's one that should bring home the trophy. Can we do it? I wonder who else Brazil have got. Potentially going to be quite a few pre-generated players, game-generated players, because Brazil normally are a good nation to like scout and such. If you're ever playing career mode, tip for you, Brazil are a good nation to scout. They obviously bring out a lot of talent in real life, but in the game as well, they're known for an abundance of talent coming out of Brazil. So if you're ever scouting in your career modes, Brazil is definitely a place you want to check it out. And it's definitely a place that brings a lot of good players. So who's their team going to look like? Edison starts in goal. Marquinhos at the back. Fabinho. Douglas Luiz I recognise as well. Ruben Neves I think is in there. No, he's not. Gabriel Jesus. Oh, what am I talking about? Ruben Neves is even in Brazilian. What am I talking about? Richarlison at left wing. Interesting. I'm a fan of Richarlison. I think he's a good player. But still a team that I think England can beat. So let's jump into this. I don't know why on earth I thought Ruben Neves was Brazilian. He's actually Portuguese, of course. Just been promoted with Wolves in this year's championship season. Excuse me, voice crack. Haha, funny. But yeah, I'm excited actually for next season because I think Wolves, the signings they're going to make, it's going to be quite a good team to watch. I think they'll play with a little bit of freedom next year. They might not, you know, get the best results in the world, but they'll be an exciting team to watch, hopefully. And that's what I think. You know, young players, even with some of the new ones coming through, it could be quite an interesting Premier League season. As I'm talking about this, we've got the World Cup final on the screen, and yet I'm speaking about the Premier League. So I think I should focus on this. Kane, Ben, good stuff from England. To Nzebe in towards Ben again. Going to get on the left foot, striking, and just over the top of the crossbar. 10 minutes on the clock, England drawing the first chance. It's Kane and Ben and Nzebe working it really well. And then as soon as he cut out on that left foot, you knew full well what was coming, and that was a shot. And it's only just over the top of the crossbar. Brazil living dangerously for the first chance. They've Got a wake-up call there, and they need to watch out for that. Really poor first half at the moment. The footballing quality is not what you'd expect for a World Cup final. I think that's down to nerves, though. Both teams not wanting to give the ball away, and in doing so, have given the ball away quite a few times. It's not really going to plan for either team at the moment. They've certainly not kept onto the ball. This is probably the longest passing sequence we've had all game. England come forward. Harry Kane now towards Ben. He's in towards the box. Brazil, trouble. Show. Oh, Ederson makes it. And I don't know what kind of shot that was from Ben. To be honest, I expected a little bit better. And obviously, my voice didn't work either because I said shot instead of shoot. So, yeah, clearly, the World Cup nerves are also getting to me. But that is another opportunity for England. And that's the second shot that Ben's had. Great win back. Harry Kane is the intended target for this pass. But then, just, what's he doing? Half-time whistle goes. Brazil 0, England 0. As I mentioned, very tense first half. And as you can see, match facts certainly reflect that. Only the single shot for Brazil and only 2 for England. So far, not a great final. Davies. Now Ben. Harry Kane is man. Harry Kane! Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was the moment England were going to go 1-0 in front. And the Spurs man usually is so deadly in these sort of areas. But he's off target there. And that was a big chance for England. They look the more likely at the moment than Brazil, to be fair. But that hasn't worked out. And can you imagine if this World Cup final goes to penalties? I can't even begin to tell you what will be going through my mind if this World Cup final goes to penalties. Even if that later on goes to penalties. But I just don't want to miss. If it does go to penalties, I hope Ben doesn't miss. Because he's been brilliant throughout the competition. And it would be just sod's law, wouldn't it, for him to miss the penalty that matters. Brazil are going to pick up... Oh, he's offside. I thought it was a free kick to Brazil. Never mind. I mean, I'm talking about penalties. We're still a long way away from penalties. So it's not like it's anything definitive yet. There's still time for England to find a goal, or Brazil to find a goal for that matter. Tom Davies towards Ben. Sterling is the intended target, and we'll find Raheem Sterling. Sterling coming forward. Ben's available for him, uses him. Needs to get something going now for England. Tuanzebe, the outlet. 1-2 with him. Nice play. Ben now cutting on the left foot. This is dangerous for Brazil. Too much time and space. Luckily, the block came in and Sterling won't be able to find anything with the rebound. A little bit too much time for Ben there. All-out attack now applied from England. Ben cuts inside. Here we go again. England looking for another chance. Potentially Rashford on the left. Marcus Rashford needs to use the ball correctly. Rashford in the box. Actually play a pass then. What? Why did he wait so long? Ben. Nice play. Rashford in towards Ben again. Oh, couldn't shoot. Couldn't shoot. Just tried to get it on a good chance to be able to hit the ball. It just didn't work. But why did Rashford wait so long to actually make a pass or a cross or something? All-out attack applied, as I said. So there's going to be moments and chances now for both teams. Tom Davies. Butland. England need to keep calm in this game because, you know, we're still not done yet. Ben coming forward. Given away, but it's luckily bounced straight back for England. And with that, they might be out of position. If England can use this. Comes to Ben again. Good tackle. Harry Kane. Sterling towards Ben. Tuanzebe. Oh, come on, England. Come on, England. Sterling again. Raheem towards a man. It's come through. Harry Kane! England 1, Brazil 0. 11 minutes left on the clock, and it's Harry Kane who opens up the scoring in the World Cup final. I hope I'm going to say that as well in real life. They had to remain so patient, England, waiting for the right passes and the right build-up. And there it was, number 43. I think it might be John Stones, the man who plays him in. And Harry Kane smashes England 1-0 in front in this World Cup final. It's not been a good game, and that's actually Harry Kane's final contribution. So if this game goes to extra time and penalties, we're not going to have the best penalty kick taker for England actually in the game. And with that, Ben's been asked to drop deeper. Left centre midfield looks like where his position's going to be now. And so England will have to try and see this game out. 8 more minutes remain of this. Tom Davies, important interception, but still not finished yet. Here come Brazil again. Ben missing his tackle. Brazil coming forward. Really good position. Shot in. Easy for Butland. England in complete control at the moment. And it's down to the fact that Brazil are realising they're moments away from losing a World Cup final. So they're beginning to send way too many men up the field of play. Ben back into Rashford. Rashford back towards Ben. Time and space for him to pick his pass. And he's found a good one through. But it wasn't read by Trent Alexander-Arnold. If it had have been, that was a chance for potentially a second. 2 minutes to be added on here until England will be crowned World Cup champions for the first time in Ben's career. Ball lofted up the field of play. Alexander-Arnold to win it. There it is! England have won the game and are World Cup champions in 2026. And look what it means to those players. For the first time in his career, Ben is a world champion with his country. He's had to wait a while, hasn't he? But I'm sure this will feel sweet indeed. Eric Dyer will be the man to lift this World Cup trophy. Massive goal from Harry Kane. It just had to be him who would have the final say. It won't even be Ben to score in his final game as a professional footballer. But there you go. It is what it is. And here we are for the moment we've been waiting for. Let's just sink this in. I'll shut up and let you guys watch this. And what a way to end off what has been an incredible series. You saw that shot right there with Eric Dyer and Ben running to the England fans and celebrating their World Cup win. I'm going to hope that this is going to be something that we see in real life in a few days' time. But that is it, guys, for the My Player in FIFA 18. This is where the series comes to a close. As I said, I promise you guys another World Cup, and that, I think, is a good way to bow out as world champions for Ben. Didn't play in the real season, just gone. But at least he's been able to feature for his country and has been able to win them a World Cup final. Of course, that's not where we end the series off completely, though, because, as I mentioned, we have a bonus video where we're going to be turning Ben into a manager. And also, we will hopefully be seeing the best bits, the top goals and such, and everything to do with that. So, this is where I ask you guys now. If you guys have a memorable goal from this series that you guys want to give me as a suggestion for a top 10 goals, leave it down below. And if you could be as helpful as possible, i.e. if you know the episode that the goal was scored in, that would be also very much appreciated. And who the opponents were. So, put Ben's goal versus so-and-so in episode 20, alongside those lines. So, anything that you guys can do to help me out in picking the top 10 goals for the series would be much appreciated. Of course, when we do the best bits, we will be able to take a look and we'll actually see, obviously, the best goals of the series, the best moments, and all that good stuff. But here is the confirmation FIFA World Cup winners. There he is, sat next to what's supposed to be Gareth Southgate, except it doesn't look like Gareth Southgate. But there is the coveted prize in front of them. A really, really big moment for the series. And that ends it off, guys. So, what I'll do, because obviously I know you guys are going to want to see everything to do with Ben's career and everything like that, I'm going to leave that for the next episode, which will be, of course, the best bits. So we're going to take a look at how many goals he scored, year-by-year progression, the best moments, the top goals, the, I guess, best conceded goals. We can also do those ones, the players and everything that he played with. And just we'll take a look at everything to do with the series in that next episode, and then we'll make him a manager and try our best in order to make it happen. So, without further ado, I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to be making him retire. And actually, I just realised I can't retire yet because I need to save all of this so we can take a look at all his career stats. So I'll do the retirement next episode. Regardless, though, guys, I'll see you for the best bits. It's probably going to take me a few days to get it all together, get all the editing, take all of the moments, and put it into a video. So it's most likely going to be a few days between this one and the next one. So please remain patient with me while I get it sorted. And so gives you time, I guess, to leave some comments about your favourite goals and moments from the series below. But that's it from me for today, guys. Enjoy the England game later on tonight. Hopefully we'll see England get through to the final. And I'll catch you all again tomorrow with another video. See you all then, guys. Adios.